I let myself go after 40, gained weight, lost motivation, just drifted. Not in some dramatic movie scene kind of way, just slowly, quietly. One skipped gym session turned into months of "I'll start Monday." Processed food became a normal part of my day, and sleep, well, that became a joke. It went from "I'll catch up this weekend" to "I guess this is my life now." And I kept telling myself I'll fix it later. And then one morning I woke up, looked in the mirror, and didn't even recognize the person looking back. That's the part that nobody talks about. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's silent. You don't realize you've let yourself go until your body starts begging for change. When you're young, you think hustle equals health. You think if you just keep pushing, it will pay off later. That discipline and deprivation are somehow the same thing. You tell yourself you'll rest later, eat better later, live better later. But later never shows up. Now in my 40s, I can see it clear as day. I've been running on fumes for years and calling it discipline. Every late night, every missed meal, every "I'll just grab something quick," it all built up. That's how you gain weight in your 40s, not from one bad decision, but 1,000 little ones. And obviously this applies to anyone, 50s, 70s, whatever. Age doesn't really matter when you're just trying to feel like yourself again. Every cup of coffee I used to survive another day, it was a slow tax I didn't know I was paying. There's this moment that hits you different in your 40s. One day you realise you're not tired from a long week, you're tired from the last 10 years. Your motivation feels hollow, your drive is on fumes. That spark that used to define you just fades. It wasn't a midlife crisis, it was more like a slow burnout. And little by little, I stopped feeling alive in my own body. You know, the mirror didn't lie, the clothes didn't fit, and the scariest part is I didn't even feel like me anymore. People imagine rock bottom as some meltdown, shouting, crying, like a full breakdown. Mine wasn't like that. Mine was silent. It was me standing in front of the mirror one morning, heaviest I've ever been, the highest weight in my life, and my body was letting me know it. Pain radiating from my neck into my back, through my hips into my knees. Every step felt like gravity was punishing me for every lazy decision I'd ever made. My face was puffy, my stomach heavy, and I looked tired. Not just sleepy, but soul tired. I didn't just look older, I looked defeated. The kind of worn out you can't fake your way through anymore. I remember staring at my reflection and thinking, when on earth did this happen? It felt like I'd been gone for years, like I just woken up in someone else's body. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but there's something strange about time as you get older. You know, things just seem to speed up faster than my brain can process, like life's moving in double time and I'm always playing catch up. Maybe that's got something to do with my perception of aging, but I still can't wrap my head around it. And the worst part is, while time was speeding up, I was slowing down. Even simple things became reminders. Walking up the stairs left my knees aching. Tying my shoes felt like a challenge. And even sometimes I'd catch myself leaning on the counter just to brush my teeth. That was my rock bottom. No breakdown, no drama, just honesty. Looking in that mirror and realising this isn't bad luck, this is me doing this to myself, one lazy decision at a time. I wasn't depressed and I wasn't broken. I was done. Done pretending I can keep living this way. Done lying to myself that it would somehow fix itself. That shift didn't come from a quote or some aha moment. It came from silence. That morning, standing in front of the mirror, I know I couldn't keep trading years of my life for temporary comfort. It wasn't about chasing my old body, it was about saving who I could still be. And that's when it clicked. I didn't need to get back to who I was, I needed to build someone who I could live with. Now in my 40s, I've stopped trying to bounce back. I'm building forward. This is my weight loss journey now, not a rewind. I wasn't starting a diet, I was starting to respect myself again. I went back to basics: rice, fruit, vegetables, clean carbs, simple meals. No weird rules or fasting windows, just honest food that worked with my body and not against it. I started walking again. Not running, not grinding, just walking, one foot in front of the other. At first, 30 minutes felt like a marathon, but it was something. And that something was the start of everything. No hype, no montage, just me quietly showing up and realising that consistency isn't glamorous, it's freedom. The funny thing is, when you stop chasing perfection, things start falling into place. The pressure lifts and the world feels a little lighter. I stopped obsessing over macros and numbers and started noticing how my body responded instead. How it felt to wake up without pain, how it felt to breathe easier, how a morning walk could clear my head better than any cup of coffee ever could. I stopped eating to look a certain way and started eating to feel alive again. Now yeah, I still check the scale. I'm on a £100 weight loss transformation and I track it because it matters. But that's not the only thing it does. The real question is, how do I feel when I wake up? Can I move without hurting? Can I bend, breathe, and function like a human being? That's the real scorecard. And some days, sure, it's rough. That motivation isn't quite where I want it to be. Some days my sleep is trash, and then that can set me up for cravings that hit hard. But I show up anyway, because this time it's not about chasing a before picture. It's about earning back peace, the kind that shows up quietly when your habits finally start working with you instead of against you. This whole losing weight after 40 thing is not about chasing youth. It's about taking ownership of what's left and making it count. The freedom that comes when you stop trying to catch up and just start living again. That's real. The freedom to eat without guilt, to walk without pain, to look in the mirror and think, I'm proud of the direction that I'm heading. You can't get your 20s back and you can't undo all the years that you ignored yourself, but you can take back the years ahead. One choice at a time, one meal at a time, one walk at a time. Now, I'm not fighting my age. I don't hate being in my 40s. If anything, I like it because for the first time in years, I feel grounded, more honest, more aware of what matters. Every time I cook instead of ordering, walk instead of scrolling, I'm proving to myself that it's never too late to start respecting this body again. So yeah, I let myself go after 40, but I'm taking my life back. Not perfectly, not quickly, just consistently. If you're in that place, tired, fed up, staring at the mirror thinking, what happened to me? You can change it. And yeah, this isn't just for people in their 40s. It hits no matter what age you are. You don't need a perfect plan, you just need a decision. A moment where you stop saying to yourself, I'll fix it later, and start saying, I'm not done yet. Because you're not. You're just getting started. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.